so Cook mentioned former thief. From what was the territory, sorry?
Miel Shar, it's the halfling kingdom of the era.
Right, obviously I'm not 100... How do you spell that?
I will put it in the chat for you.
Okay.
That'll be the Skype chat that you can't access. Right?
It's okay, I can see it just because the notification.
Oh.
Okay, so you said the thief, like, snuck aboard.
Yes, snuck on their boat. He's not actually like if you could find any of the original documentation listing who was part of the expedition, he wouldn't appear on it.
Okay. Cool. Okay. So while I think about the next thing to do, and I'm trolling through that, move on to the others.
Okay, Monkey,
Yo.
you managed to navigate the stairwell such that Odo actually manages to get up it without falling over too badly.
Sweet.
And you managed to find a nice kind of like stone paved floor, stone on top of wooden supports, but stone nonetheless. And it's very quiet. There's not much noise. There's the odd person like carrying a hefty like bundle of papers through, but by and large the whole place is empty. There's a whole corridor to your left with about 16 doors either side. Virtually none of them with any meaningful information stapled to them, but they all have numbers.
Great. So
Remind me some more.
I've got to get into the admittance office. Yeah, uni. I've got to get into the admittance office. I don't know which one the place. Why would they do this? Can I roll a spot to see if I find anything that will indicate where the admittance office is?
Yes, you may.
Third spot. Really, that's terrible. I wish that was a nat 20. That would be amazing.
Okay, so with a 16, you just sort of like encourage Dodo down the corridor as you glance through the doors and such, and you manage to you manage to find somewhere that has the sort of a wooden cordon kind of a place. There's like a little bench that's virtually impassable unless you hop over it, and behind that is like 4 or 5 people who are all handling various paperwork, making sure forms are filled out, that kind of thing.
Okay.
So it might well be it's either the assignments office or it's the enrollment office.
Okay. Hello. Hello. Hello.
Okay, a large sort of beefy hulking orc comes up to the door, and his head is like partially above the door, but you know, and he just sort of like gingerly reaches over to the door and turns the handle to open it, and like just sort of leans down to come through. Like he's fully like twice your height here, basically. And just sort of like glances down and says, "Terribly sorry. Can I help you, sir?"
Bloody hell. Yeah, hello there. I would
Actually,
like
you know what? I can do that voice better. Come to think of it.
Oh god.
Oh, here we go.
Here's the voice modulator.
Beefy Hawk, you mean Mungo's cousin?
Hello there. How may I help you?
Terribly sorry, sir. Can I help you?
Bloody hell. Right, I would like to enroll my cousin here into your fine establishment, please.
I see you're looking for the enrollment office, sir.
Indeed. Is this not it?
No, I'm sorry. I'm afraid you want a floor down and 3 doors on the left.
I was told it was here.
Oh, who told you that? Oh, I'm terribly sorry. That must have quite the wrong place.
Right. It's going to be the DMV all over again, isn't it? Please. I hate you, Lauren. So, what was that again? Sorry. Next floor down, third door on the left.
Yes. 3 more doors along. You can't miss it. It's a very easy spot.
So, down and then 3 left. Right, thank you. With
You're
that,
quite welcome. Do come back if you have any assignments standing.
Will do. With that, I walk off into that direction. Holy shit, it's going to be like a DMV situation, isn't it? You must go and get form number 731 from the... I hate you. Hate you. Why did I come down this option?
This is like T-side.
And then it's going to be.
Yeah.
It's going
What
to
do
be
you think my inspiration is?
It's going to be the incorrect form because they haven't accounted for duck inside body.
No. Has everyone seen Jupiter Ascends? It's that. It's that.
Yes. Yes.
Oh god.
May I help you, sir?
Yes, I would like to enroll my cousin.
I'm
That's gonna be
sorry,
me by the
sir.
end of this.
I'm sorry, sir. We're closed.
And with that, Odo gets naked and runs down the hall.
And this
pretty-
being a university campus, no one cares.
Yeah.
Wait, is it handing day already?
All the students
Oh,
think
it's exam season.
determined.
That's more the final year students.
Yeah.
Good times, good times.
Okay, Tarry,
so, yeah.
you've managed to find your way to the history and geography section, and you passed a guy that was like attempting to catch a gem that had somehow assumed a humanoid form and was running around. But you're pretty sure you're in the right section. And you managed to find Zora just sort of poring over a tome very carefully in the back room in the history section.
Don't spook
Right,
me or I
okay.
might break it.
Do I know what books he's got?
He has one book, and since it's presently open on the table, you cannot see the title.
Right, okay. Guess I go over and ask which what is that you're looking at there, Zora?
I assume I can probably hear the thuds of the armor.
It's kind of hard to, like, not hear Mikachi approach, yes. They may be diminutive, but full plate is not a soft material.
It's complete opposite to real life.
I don't know, I think if we stuck you in, like, a set of full plate armor, you'd still make a lot of noise.
Maybe.
You would be surprised.
She is
In fact,
very
in fact,
quiet.
you would probably sound even louder, because when you'd speak, it would serve as, like, a megaphone.
We're buying you
Hello!
some armor. So I don't have to crank my back down every single time I want to talk to you.
Says the small
What you
character.
What'd you say?
God.
Oh dear. Okay. Well, as I'm pouring through it and just getting to the end of it, he just closes it very gently, and just turns to Tarry looking up, and just I found a fascinating novel at the moment. It's just, well, not really a novel, more of a documentation. And he sort of starts going off pretty much on just, well, maybe, I don't know, maybe you could call it, I forget it anyway. It's, I found out quite a bit of information about the original settlers of Edgekirk.
Oh, okay. Anything interesting?
Oh, it's absolutely fascinating at the moment. The original creator, Hieronymus Kirk, it turns out it used to be more of a supply depot. Then it turned into more for refugees, and it was actually created by a small company that came along. Two of them, unfortunately, didn't make it, but a former one of them was from the Halfling area, and found he was a thief that's stuck on a board. That might lead to something, we don't know, but I see to find some more information. He sort of gets up and promptly keeps looking through the books.
He's just completely geeking out, isn't he?
Exactly.
Yeah.
This is his character. This is exactly his character.
Okay, well, I guess I'll leave you to that then.
Oh, but
Yeah.
you're sure you don't want to look into these fascinating terms at the moment? I could use possibly some help. You have to be careful. Although I don't know about your full plate armor, you might need to be very careful about that.
Well, I was gonna look
No,
into
Bin, no.
some books. Yes, Bin. Yes.
No.
No,
Ben, that's not gonna. No! I don't want this!
She's got
Also, why?
plans
What the hell's with the bear? Why would anyone pay $82 for it?
for a bear.
I don't know, but somebody evidently did.
Wait, hang on. Who
It's a
paid
bear
$80 for a
fan.
bear?
It's a bear fan.
I'll put it in like the stream chat.
Why?
Hang
yeah.
on a minute.
That's just what?
For some reason, it's not letting me.
It's too much
I
bear
know.
for you to handle, apparently.
That's just.
I just
on,
love that there's a
okay.
selection like that. You can get the
Yeah.
black bear. There's also African elephant, country cat, country cow, country dog, country horse, fox, raccoon.
I'd go with the raccoon. Sure.
Elephant's expensive.
I know.
Yeah.
A lot more metal, I suppose.
Mm.
What's a country cat?
What we don't actually realize is that these are actually just scale.
So Barrington's releasing
Yeah.
his fans.
Like the dog one is the
Oh.
size of a Great Dane.
And that would make sense why the elephant's actually more expensive.
Mm.
But I don't see what's the difference between a country cat and what else is there a country cow? Where what?
Well,
I
there's those
have not
domestic
this
ones.
lettuce.
Oh, in America they have like different names for different sort of. Like here we just have
Cows.
It's
cows
a cow.
and cats. Or in America they have bison, they have cattle,
They have genetically engineered super cows that could fall over
yeah,
and
they
break
have
a wall.
several
Those
different
muscular
names.
ones. Holy crap!
What?
Yeah.
Like they've got these cows which have like muscles the size of your head, and they're just on the like the skin's tight against the muscle, and that's just like one bicep.
You want to milk me?
It's crazy. It's so messed up.
You want to milk me? Give
Things
it a
that are
try.
so muscly they can no longer reproduce because they can't lift their legs long.
Oh no, they can lift.
Oh, brah, can you laugh, brah?
I just got the image of a cow just doing wait. No.
Yeah, you just go, dude,
With
can you like
two other
left?
cows.
Another
Dude.
cow behind him spotting.
Yeah, you know, like, you just go to a cow and go, cow, and you're like even left, and the cow just picks you itself and curling you.
Anyway,
Dude, you can left. You can totally left.
bruh, shut up. Like you know.
Like, my god. Like, out of the jail.
I need to get lessons from you on how to do that.
Hannah Baba Child.
Oh my god, not that.
Oh, yeah, that's going back a bit.
Yep.
Down me!
Anyway.
Yes, so Tari, what are you
Government
going
come
to do?
stole my baby. Right, let's continue.
So yeah,
Got me
as I
catching
said,
up.
Zora's sort of in the middle of that conversation, just is basically just pouring through the next few books. He's still talking to you and paying attention, but you know, he's pouring through the other books. And
She's gone.
It's so online. Stop it every time.
Every single time I do that. Continue. Government come stole my baby.
government took my babe.
No, it's Family Guy.
Some Family Guy. She's just yeah.
Yeah.
Peter's cracked out on his mind and just goes, government come stole my baby.
I remember that.
Yeah. Good
I don't, because I actually watch quality entertainment.
What you talking about Family Guy is quality. Quality, brah. Quality. Know what I'm saying now? Yeah?
Anyway,
Mm-hmm. So, Mikashi, your response to Dragon?
Right.
Especially goes, what did you say?
basically Zora was going off on one, pretty much just. It's like, no, yeah, I could probably use some help, but I don't know about your heavy armor. Though you might need to be careful. These are very delicate times. You need to be very careful with these. And while he's just looking, he's completely just nerding right now.
To this point,
Right.
you see a giant coffee cup next to him.
I got my cloak actually has like a form of code on it.
It's just like, I've got coffee in the veins.
No, it's just got it's just lined with binary.
Yeah, I've stitched it in binary.
There actually isn't a cloak, it's just binary code that's so dense. it resembles a cloak.
Oh.
Man. Okay.
When Decompiled
Right.
says waffles.
Waffle.
I can see
When
that you-
decompiled,
you-
it is the base code of the universe for the chemical structure for the recipe for waffles.
Waffles, yeah.
Okay. Well,
Steve-
I see you're in your element here, so I'll let you get on with this. I'm going to head over here and maybe find something.
He just sort of stops for a second. Oh, okay, yeah, great, yeah, good job. And he just keeps looking.
I just get like a little, the little nerd, like speaking to the girl in the in the library. I'm just getting that feel right now.
Are you saying that Tari is the popular girl at school?
Not
Well, the
necessarily.
cashew was like
popu-
totally.
Oh, so Tari is the girl that's just walked into Forbidden Planet or something then?
Yeah.
It's like, girl, girl's a girl, something else, a girl's a girl.
Well, apparently mine's just like no.
This books, look at the books.
This isn't one of these situations like I could really use a massage, and he's just like, yeah, that's great.
Sappy, no. Sappy, no.
What's that
16
saying?
is not old.
Oh, bugger off.
Quarter century.
I'm 27.
Wow.
I wish I remembered when I was 16. I can't even remember that far back.
Same. But I can't really remember the start of this year, so that's not saying much.
I can't remember
My
for breakfast.
earliest memory.
I think collectively we are over 100 years old here.
My earliest memory in
Yeah.
that era would be when I
Yeah.
was 18, on my 18th birthday, getting a kerry from the Dill Shad in Stockton, in Seaton Carew, and then going to my night out with my friends. I can't remember the night out, but I remember the kerry.
Must have been a good curry.
Wait till you turn 25 and actually have kids throwing stuff at you. Then you can say kids these days.
God.
Anyway,
Kids
Yeah.
these days.
God.
God.
Like, I'm a god.
right, so Tari's gone to look for some more
Yeah,
information.
I'm going to look for books on the conflict between our city and others.
Okay, would you like to make a search check for that, please?
Search. Oh.
Or else I shall have you grab any random tome. And I have some fun information written down about this city.
This tome contains poisonous spiders. Terry dies.
Mongo, is it for
The
you?
linguistical and cultural heritage inherent in the Sepia Snake Sigil spell. Illustrated.
Whoa,
When you
19.
Mongo.
Almost not.
Ooh, yeah, almost not.
Almost not. We've got to get something for that. Come on.
Functionally not. Okay. You managed to find a historical tome that describes the attacks and such, the attempted conquerings, basically, of the city over the past, 400, 500 years.
Wow.
Pardon? Sorry, I was yawning and my brain today is just not
Sorry,
with
you're
it.
so boring.
She hasn't been to work since, 8 o'clock this morning, guys.
Yeah.
You managed
I've-
to find a tome that covers about the last 500 to 600 years of attempted military conquest of the city.
She's working
It is,
now.
however, an extremely dusty and old book. And you are noting that information from the spine of it. You have not actually picked it up yet.
Right. Okay.
Just imagine this. She tries to pick it up. Everyone's head just slowly turns.
Just like a grad student just dives through the door and goes, no.
There's like a scream in the background. Okay. Seeing the age of this book, I'm going to head to try and find a librarian. Ask, is there any particular sort of special equipment I need to use for this book?
Okay, well you managed to nudge one of the people that looks especially professorial, and he almost panics because he was tunnel visioned on this particular book, which appears to be about the history and use of gelatinous slimes in the sewer system, and he indicates to you that it's very simple. You just have to use a minor homeostasis spell covered with a mage hand platform so you can manipulate the book in a safe fashion without it crumbling too badly.
Could someone do that for me? I have no clue what you just said.
No.
God. There's a
Could
day
you
and
roll
night.
diplomacy for me?
Pardon?
Could you roll diplomacy?
Oh, my diplomacy is
Could you not-
awesome.
Could you not? Oh, it's a shame you don't have charm person. It's like
Paladins
you
do not have charm person.
You twizzle your hair and
My
it's like.
diplomacy is plus 12.
Oh damn.
Your diplomacy is Odo's search. Well, Odo's
Wait.
spot.
Yeah.
Actually, am I 26 or 27?
You're 20
You're
you're
you're level 7.
I'm how old?
You're 27.
I'm 27. Okay, so that's 221 days until 28 then. Oh
Yeah.
God, I'm more than I thought it was.
How did you forget that?
I constantly forget how old
he
I am.
always forgets.
Constantly.
I have to remind him
Yeah.
a lot.
Okay, with a 22, which is a nice roll indeed, You manage to. Yep, there we go. You successfully managed to convince the particular professor type that you're talking to gingerly put away the tome he's presently reading into its nice allotted location. And then he conducts the arcane magics to slowly force pull the tome off of the shelf and array it gently on the table in front of him.
Sorry, just force pull.
Yeah, that's how it looks when you're
Unlimited
manipulating a
power.
couple of mage hands.
Force
So
the force.
Darth Sidious just walks past with an interesting tiny what was
Darth
it?
Sidious walks past with like a set of nerd glasses, a thesis paper, and a Starbucks.
An interesting tome about a little kitty.
Yeah. So for future reference, when you mage hand, you force. You use the force.
What's that force? Right, okay. Is there anything I need to use to turn the pages, or am I okay to do that?
He's happy to do it for you.
Oh, okay. Yay!
Because
I
you
have
will
a
destroy
nerd-
it.
I have a nerd doing stuff for me. Woo!
This is like high school. He's like sniffing your
When
hair
did I become the popular girl?
when you put on full plate armor.
Yep.
And still succeeded at diplomacy.
Yeah, okay, fair enough.
You want to get
The
the guys.
professor might
you
even
get the
just
plate
think that
armor.
you're a student. You're just from one of the more physical kind of sections of the campus or something. Maybe you're from fighter college or something. That's what he thinks.
No.
You're the
Let's
jock.
roll
That's what
fighting
you
college.
are at the moment.
At
You're the
top.
jock. The holy
I'm
jock.
the jock.
Yeah,
Okay.
the ultra-religious jock.
Out
To be
for
fair, you have
vengeance.
quite a few of those.
Yeah, disturbingly.
Okay, right. I guess I'm just looking to see if there's been any quarrels with neighboring towns that would have been able to, be the inhabitants of the Purple Worm.
Well, the closest that you're able to read about is the Empire of Ungol, which was a dwarven empire, although it's not presently known, for at least from this tome, if it still actually exists, because Edgekirk was originally settled within what was known as the territories of the Ungol Empire, although no such claim is actually honoured in Edgekirk from the founding to the modern day. Despite a number of different attempts to breach the city's defenses and capture it. There have been 3 such attempts by Ungol, one very ill-fated attempt at conquest by Miel Shar, and there is one more, but I cannot for the life of me remember what their name is. 1 second. Baron, there we are. Which is the Gnomish one, attempted an aerial conquest of the city approximately 300 years ago. However, it was thrown off by a torrential blizzard at the time. No such attempt at conquest has been made within the last 200 years, although as far as the records state, Ungol still refuses to acknowledge Edgekirk as independent.
Did Zora, did you mention Maelish to me?
Maelish. What's
Is it
that?
Maelish?
Miel Shar.
Maelshar, that's it.
Maelshar.
Did you mention him to me?
Maelshar's an area.
Oh, Maelshar was a person, wasn't it?
No. Yeah, the halfling.
There were at the time of Edgekirk's founding. There were 3 major kingdoms / empires. There was Maelshar of the halflings, Ungol of the dwarves, and Baron of the gnomes.
I didn't.
Whose calendar we still use here.
I didn't specifically say the name, but I did say the halfling area.
Right, okay. Do I know that, that's... No, saying I'm gonna fail on this name so many times. Maelshar. Do I know that that's the halfling of the halflings?
The book does state fairly unequivocally that they were halflings, yes.
Right, is there any paper or anything nearby, or parchment paper that I can make
Plenty.
notes?
There's a whole
Alright,
ton
I'm
of
gonna...
paper in this area. It's a history department.
Right, I'm gonna make some notes on this, and then head back over to Zora and see if they if they match up, like any of the information matches up with what he's got.
Okay.
While she's off been doing that and I've been looking, could I have found another book about, if possible, how the construction of the city went, and specifically the sewers?
Okay, yeah, make a search check for me.
Yeah.
Does the library also have a copy of the Manual of D&D? Not in the history department.
That'd be helpful.
Yeah.
10.
Actually, there's something else I want to do as well once you've done your turn.
Okay. With a 10, you have managed to find an architectural history of the city, which is actually in fairly good nick. It doesn't necessarily cover the construction of the sewers very much, though.
Okay, well, what I'm going to do is I'm going to look through this, gather as much information as I can, and then once I put that back, depending on how long that would take, I'm going to ask for one, so specifically. But anyway, I'll take it with me and pour through it and see what I can find about the construction. Specifically, if possible, also specifically possible, the first building that was constructed in the city.
Right.
And I know it's a long shot, but who was possibly out of the group was the ones, or whether they got outside help to construct in the city.
Okay. Well, as it was originally settled as a supply depot, there wasn't really much existing at the time, but it was originally intended to support expeditions to other portions of the Northern Wastes, although none of them survived to this date, at least not nearly as big as Edgekirk. The campsite, which would become the city proper, was initially centered around the original well, and it was just basically 3 large kind of expedition-style tents. After that, those tents existed when the first settlers arrived following the founding, but exactly who made the well is unknown, although it's reasonably presumed to have been Kirk's team itself. Centuries of urban development, especially following the city's walling in late 863, have obscured the location of the original campsite and hence the well entirely. Although, of course, our adventurer team here actually knows where it was, because you've been down there. The walling of the city followed one of the larger scale attacks upon the city for conquering by Ungol. But other than that, the most interesting piece of information regarding the construction of the city is that the weather spell that keeps Edgekirk's climate hospitable was established by the Order of Marcus in 685, sorry, and was one. That's how much detail I've written down about this. I'm correcting myself on the years.
Yeah, I do not doubt it.
Was one of the largest enchantment projects in history to set up the climate inside of Edgekirk. And it undergoes routine maintenance every 6 months, performed by the Order's descendant organization, the Department of Marcus Repairs, which is part of the Greater City Maintenance Works, which also oversee the sewers.
By who, sorry?
does
I
it
was
even lift?
largest enchantment in history, routine maintenance every 6 months by...
The Department of Marcus Repairs, which is the descendant organization from the Order of Marcus.
Okay, and they also are in charge of the sewers as well.
Yes.
Okay. Thank you.
Okay, so
Okay.
Mikachi, you want to do something?
For some reason, the one thing that's sticking in my mind is Mailshar, and for some
Okay.
reason, I think that has something to do with it. So I want to look more into Mailshar itself.
Okay, you'll have better look for that in the geography section, but I can definitely get you a book for that. So do you want to roll a search check?
Yeah. If I can get the right tab open. Search check, is it?
Yes, to find the right book.
Yeah.
Okay, a 9. You do manage to find a contemporary, a contemporary map of the areas of Ergun at that particular time. However, its exact accuracy is a bit tricky to tell because certain parts of it have worn away quite considerably.
No, I was thinking more of like the history between Cookdale and Mailshar.
Okay.
Like the history between those two.
Right. Well, you don't manage to find a history, but you do manage to find some details about Mailshar.
Okay.
So it's more or less like the northern wastes and the southern section of Airgoon are complete opposites. So the northern section is basically Antarctica, whereas the southern section is a lot more temperate, a lot more humid, a lot more tropical in nature. In fact, there's this bizarre oddity wherein there's a water section at the bottom of Miel Shar's territory, and from there you can sail through the air's edge there, and because of the way the air's edge work, you come in through the top. Yeah, you just clip to the other side of the bill, other side of the disc, which means you immediately hit frozen tundra. So there's a fair few old ships at the at Kirk's Edge that are just like marooned in this wasteland, especially a lot of old halfling ones. But Mealshar is tropical. They are a commensurate monarchy. They have been for about 400 years-ish at least, and they have one instance of trying to conquer Edgekirk because it was sort of a free reign period gold mine kind of issue. Everybody was trying it. But being tiny halflings, they kind of all froze in place before they managed to reach Edgekirk.
Right.
And it is marked as having been one of the most catastrophic and disastrous attempts on Edgekirk's freedom ever.
There's a lot of in the world things with Edgekirk, isn't there?
Sort
Yeah.
of, yeah.
The
Because
greatest halfling invasion in the world.
Right. Okay.
Yeah, if somebody was going to do like a documentary on Airgoon, it would probably be narrated by Jeremy Clarkson to some extent. Jeremy Clarkson and probably a little bit of James May.
Probably, yeah. You'd need some of him.
Let's
is
enjoy
there anything-
halflingsicles. Is there?
Okay. Is there anything sort of like anything major happen between Edgekirk and any of the other cities or towns? Like anything sort of so they completely hate.
Like the areas that Edgekirk originally supported, or
Yeah.
make a search check for me.
Can I just ask as well? You mentioned when you mentioned like the whole gold mine thing. What were they trying to, when they were actually like trying these conquests? What was their main idea, or was it just purely for the land?
It was mostly a strategic kind of advantage kind of thing. If you have land next to an air's edge, then it allows you to get to the other side in extreme quick like speeds rather than traversing
So it
the
was
intervening
more for
terrain.
like land and convenience.
Sort of, yes. It was also that being a center of innovation and housing the largest enchantment effect ever conducted, Edgekirk holds a whole ton of like arcane knowledge and wealth that would be very advantageous to a particularly enterprising young empire.
Okay,
Yeah.
cool. Yeah.
So
I-
it's sort of a jewel in like a watchtower that can see half the world, basically.
Yeah. I'm just trying to figure out who would have like the biggest sort of thing against Edgekirk to want to like work towards destroying it, basically.
Well, we did sort of come up with the whole thing now with when we talked to Granus about there possibly being something underneath the city, and that's the whole reason the worm is there, to keep us out of it.
Yeah.
No,
Right. Okay.
possible idea.
Right.
Maybe it might be worth looking at which of the races it has the most capability or something like that.
Of
Well, it wasn't a couple of races have tried to take this place, haven't they?
Yeah, all
Yeah.
three of the major empires have tried at least once. So the gnomes tried an aerial attack, the halflings tried to march, and Ungol has tried a few different times, but haven't managed to breach the walls.
Is Ongol mixed, pretty much?
Ungol is dwarves.
Ah, okay. So it's all the small people really trying to attack us, really.
yeah.
Well, the humans are actually like mostly in the central kind of areas. They're closer to the deserts than anything else. Like as far as like human history on Earth goes, they haven't left Africa very much.
Okay.
Right. I think I'm gonna take what I've got for now and head towards Zora and see if he's come up with anything.
Okay.
Okay.
So Odo,
Yo!
how have you been doing? I presume
I've
you
been
went
lost.
to. Yeah, I presume you went down a floor and 3 doors along.
Yeah, 3 doors long, nothing at all.
Excuse